Welcome home. Today is Father's Day, a day to remember for all of us, whether it's a daily celebration, for some, not so much. Getting the obvious out of the way, a lot of people they'll say that, what about the mothers? Mothers are the ones that create the children. I like to view it in a different perspective. Okay. If we're going to go based off of nature and all, Mother Nature in general, right? Tend to view women as, without context, this sounds really bad, or without the visual. But hypothetically, women would be the earth, right? The giver of life. They create. How does that happen? Well, you have dirt. And with dirt, you need a seed. With that seed, sometimes you get a tree, sometimes you get fruit, sometimes you get vegetables, sometimes you get weeds. All in all, yes, the fertilizer is there, but you need that seed in order to have a result. Or else it's just dirt. It doesn't do anything. It's just hanging around, waiting. Just like the seed, it needs nourishment and watering and care. And yeah, maybe one day it'll poke its head out the dirt and you'll see. Even look up bamboo. See how long it takes those little guys to sprout up and become what they are, right? So, with that, as I've mentioned on previous videos and whatnot, I like to talk about myself and give you guys a bit of a snapshot of where all this came from. So, the day that we are on, Father's Day, the day to remember those that have brought us here. Hell, even taking into account how far your bloodline and your lineage has gotten you to the 21st century. My perspective on things are a little bit different, but that's kind of a different topic, maybe to touch upon in this, but we'll see. But what I would like to touch upon is where we are at right now is the studio. The studio where everything has pretty much come about since 2019 and even earlier than that for all my inspiration. A lot of it has been because of my father here. We've got the drum set and the guitars on the wall. Admittedly, I would like to learn a little bit more than just spider technique, as an exercise to go up and down the neck of the guitar. But it all takes time. Just like planting that little seed and watering it until it blossoms into, shredding on the guitar, right? As you can tell with any of my content, if you've gone over any of it, or if this is the first time you've seen me, I'm more of a vocalist myself and a music producer of my own music and other creative endeavors and avenues that I tend to go down. But along with that, going down my portfolio, if this place looks a little familiar, that's because it's where I shot my first music video. So going all the way down to the back, back to the beginning here. It all started because of my father believing in me. Back in 2019, before, the good old thing we don't talk about. Right before that had happened, 2019, Black Friday, I ended up getting a 2019 MacBook Air. And got the base version because I did not care for that stupid touch bar screen thing, which people complained about, shorting out and not really working out all too well. That's why we like buttons, okay? None of this touchscreen stuff. Anyways, ended up getting a MacBook Air back Black Friday of 2019, and that is where I had started making music. And from that point on, out of the 5 years, The first 2.5 were really just making instrumentals, and really at the 2 year mark is when I started actually putting lyrics to the songs and whatnot. And then that's when I had made my decision to pursue that. And that's why I'm actually standing in front of you here. Where I'm at is because of my father. The fact that he had believed in me, whether it was, sound faith or just on a whim, it has what's gotten me to where I am at today. It's what's gotten me to 5 years of making my 34-minute album with more to come. And from that evolved into making my first music video and other, creative endeavors with videography and whatnot, and just production all around from top to bottom. It's just the way the industry works. If you're not going to be paying somebody, you better learn how to wear that hat. Okay. So the only thing it's difficult is the amount of hats you have to wear. So when you're a one-man army, you're useful, but it's time consuming. So you have to find a balance in all of that. And that's really what this series is, taking you out of your day just to listen. Have long format, not have all this, overly edited content. Whether, it's like, you can listen to it with or without the visual. You just listen to it in audio. And with that, that's pretty much where we have, how far we've come along in our creative, our creative career. Now, and I even had mentioned back in the day, even before 2019, you know, my dad has had this place for a good 15 years. So everything is soundproof. It's where I've screamed my lungs out and understood, okay, well, this is going to be a usable recording and what isn't going to be. So with that, it's what has gotten me to where I've evolved as a person. And this is just the acknowledgement of thank you. Thank you for believing in me when nobody else did. And along the way, it just continues to grow. The only person you really can, the only person that can really hinder any of your progress is yourself. So, if you have a dream, go for it. Not everyone's going to believe in it. For example, if you have a actual dream and you try to explain that to somebody, whether it was a night terror or you were flying above the sky in the clouds, right? No one's going to believe you unless you can make that happen. Granted, we are in the age of opportunity, and that's where this comes into play, because if someone doesn't believe in you, at least you've made it another day. After everything I've gone through and all my ups and downs and hardships, even on my lowest days, I have to remind myself that if there is a God, He wouldn't put you through all of this hardship without some kind of reason. Yes, life, there's only one result at the end of all this in life. We all end up in the same place. It is what you make of it. And it's the people you're able to connect with, the relationships you're able to foster and maintain, that nobody ever, and it's the same thing like with artists when they die. Their work isn't valued as much when they are alive. Until they pass on, oh, now it's cemented in history, and now it's gold, right? Nobody ever acknowledges a man until the day he's gone. And that's when people really see the effect of what he brought, what he was willing to sacrifice and provide, not, and not just selflessly, but, selflessly, but not just for himself, for others as well. And then that's, if anything, the whole point of offspring as well, in the sense of, or the grand scheme of, how those children grew into being adults. If you're a heathen, if you're just out in the streets causing problems, there's a place for you. We all know where that's at. That's a nice cold cement cage. Okay? But if you are a productive member of society, hey, we will give you the luxuries of opportunity. And if you squander that away, hey, that's on you. We all make mistakes. We all have our own problems. And it's not until we can all recognize and understand that we all got the same destination. Which road do you want to take that? You want to go you want to go on the bumpy. Okay, so for example, being in Chicago, hella potholes. That was not supposed to go off. Oh well. Oh well. You get this version. A lot of potholes. Okay. If you've ever gone on the tri-state, the tollway, oh my goodness, the smoothest ride you could ever imagine. Right? If you've experienced it, not one bump, not one cabin noise you can hear at all whatsoever. It is what it is. It's just immaculate. It's beautiful. So take that into consideration. How are you going to go about? I just got to at least fix it. Something. How are you going to go about life? Are you going to go down the bumpy, fucked up road and then bitch and complain about it? Or are you going to make something of yourself so that you can take the tollway, even though it only saves you like 3 minutes, but it's a nice cruise. It's a nice ride. So, if anything, you want to bring it all the way back to the good old days of when we're in fucking boats, right? Are you gonna not maintain your boat, your sails, or anything like that, and just have the current of the sea swallow you up? Or are you gonna maintain what you have, what is given to you, what you have at your fingertips? May not be a lot, may not be the best of the best, but if you can work towards whatever your goal is, whatever you think is the best, you maintain that, you can navigate those waters. So, without our fathers, there would be a lot less structure and order. And to that, for those that are still showing up, for those who are making that sacrifice, today is a day to be acknowledged. Today is the day to be acknowledged for everything that you have worked so hard for, whether it just be for yourself and also being able to reconcile with the ones that you call family. And for me personally, blood is what makes you related. Respect is what makes you family. So, with that, last video, if you're going to go chronologically in order, last video, the comment phrase that I had left, and I know it was spoiled milk. In this video, we're going to go with spilled milk. Nothing you can do about it. Just go get some more. It's just milk. Clean it up. You had to get some more anyways. Who knows? Maybe you have to go to the grocery store to get some more because just good timing. So, with that, just so I know you made it this far, in the comment section, the phrase will be spilled milk. And with that, wish you a happy Father's Day. See you next time.